Well, hello everybody. It has the long and winding road. It has been a long road the last few weeks. We've done a lot of really interesting things that I'm really excited to be able to start to share with you in the intervening weeks. But tonight, because I haven't flown solo in a long time, and I think because of all the interviews and all the support and feedback I think I've gotten over the show, I kind of feel like if I'm going solo, I'm disappointing you. But hey, some of you might watch me because you like me. You never know; it's possible. And so tonight, I kind of just picked a couple of semi-random topics that I thought we could cover, and I thought I would cover some other things too. Um, I think I'm really kind of at a hey, let it be. And John, what's up? So I think I'm kind of at a bit of a transitional point over the last few weeks that I haven't really been involved in the HAPS community per se. I think as Periscope was kind of coming apart for people, I just took a little bit of a side track and moved my stuff forward in a different way. And so now I think it's really about diversification, continuing to kind of spread things out a little bit. So that's some of the stuff I'm working on. We're also working on producing a music video since the last time I probably talked to you. That I think we're going to shoot in Atlanta, but we will see. I've got somebody that's helping out now officially with the production work. So that is really cool. So now if you need to get hold of us at RevMac Live, it's not just going to be me and John Barron that answer your emails or your phone calls. There'll be somebody else. So there'll be three of us. No, two of us. Sorry, John Barron isn't real. So yes, that's a little bit about what's been going on with me. There's a lot more. Feel free to ask. DM me on Instagram. That's RevMac Live on all the socials. Yeah, all of them except no, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Facebook, maybe not. I don't know. I don't do Facebook. YouTube, I think so. But anyway, Instagram. If you want to get hold of me, DM me on Instagram. I will get back to you if you DM me in Instagram. That has become the currency for conversation. Hey, Tony D, what's up, buddy? That's become kind of the good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but that's probably because I haven't been able to see you because I haven't been here. So yeah, that's kind of the currency of communication these days. Seems to be Instagram. Nobody wants to text. It's all the same thing. But John Barron, please don't let him in the circle. He's fake and a bad influence, indeed. So yeah, the first subject I have up there that is, I suppose, a little more serious is: did we learn from the pandemic? A pretty open question. Pretty broad. I think, at first blush, of course, we learned things from the pandemic, no doubt about it. And the discoveries that have been made in medicine and the fight against these type of illnesses is, I'm sure, advanced, decades faster than it would have had this not happened. That's how these things work. So yes, that if you want the answer and you want to move on to the next subject, did we learn from the pandemic? Yes, no doubt about it. That said, I wonder how many people are spending, a minute washing their hands still. How many people are wearing their face mask all of the time, vaccinated or not, wherever they are, obviously, except in your house? How many people should be 24 seconds? Yeah, I learned my wife and I are pretty okay. We got along much better than either of us expected. 24 seconds, is that what it is? Yeah. I know it's like, I just had a routine that was timed to the right amount of time. I just wash my hands the exact same way every time. I'll be wearing mine for the rest of my life as a precaution. Right. Well, I think some people will have to. And I mean, the CDC says that if you're outside, you don't have to wear a mask. And everybody in my neighborhood pretty much already knows that. I mean, white, affluent, north side of Chicago. Yeah. They listen to NPR and all that stuff. So, they got it. Everybody around here knows it. And nobody's going, oh, how come you're not wearing a mask? I mean, it's, kind of part and parcel up here for don't you love that when it freezes you're always making a weird face, but the reality is, I kind of wish the CDC hadn't have done that, because I really do think it gives a lot of people, the opportunity not to wear one when they should. And certainly I think up here in like Chicago, all of the stores and stuff are going to demand that you wear them. So, you're going to have one with you. But the freedom of not wearing one it's pretty compelling. It's pretty nice not to have a mask on your face all the time when you're outside of your house. So, whether we've learned anything about masks or not, you know what I mean? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. I don't think we're at all prepared for the next one, and the next one will be coming. I never had a hand washing lessons as a kid. I learned to spend more time in between the fingers. Um, so yeah, I don't think we learned the lesson very well about masks, because I think the next time this happens, we're going to have the same kind of crazy debates with, well, masks, blah, blah, whatever. I think we're going to have those crazy kind of debates. So that is not a big win there as far as it relates to masks. Did we learn from the pandemic? I'm saying no. I'm definitely saying no. Hopefully the government will have a bigger stockpile anyway. And I'm guessing mask technology has probably improved, because usually when they're trying to be able to produce something faster, they probably need to make it lighter, or do a bunch of stuff. And of course, you can't go below an N95 in quality. I mean, that would get flagged. So they probably are going to be able to make better, lighter masks because of this. So those kind of lessons, have been learned, but that's called progress. I don't think we've had any progress on the mask issue at all. I don't think we've had a lot of progress as it relates to the pandemic at all, actually. So masks, no. I think one of the things that we also did is that we just gave up. Prior, I think if you think back, I pretty much stopped watching personally. I pretty much stopped watching any news right after the inauguration. I never knew what an N95 was, or that I had two in the closet. Making sure our health is good should be the lesson more than anything. Agreed, Tony. The sorry, Tony, you got me thinking there. That should be. Everybody should have health care. I guess that's kind of where I was going, in the sense that I think we gave up. I didn't watch news, after the Biden inauguration. I think a lot of people just, were able to just let all that crap go and move on to the next round of, oh, life is better. But of course it's not. It wasn't going to be, and it won't be, because, life is shit for the majority of people in this country and around the world. So there certainly wasn't a lesson there. I think we just gave up and said, if 600,000 people die, so be it. It is what it is. We wealthy white people, who are the first that can get vaccinated, are getting vaccinated. who have the most information about the science versus the woohoo bullshit, we're going to get vaccinated. So, and now we've got just this glut of vaccine like out there, like they can't give the shots away. They are, but I mean, they can't get them off the shelves because we've now got to the point where people, um, I definitely feel better that Trump isn't in charge, John. The But I think we feel too comfortable. So the Latinx, Black community, uh, the Asian community in New York that has a lot of poverty, indigenous folks, anybody that's not wealthy and white, pretty much has some impediment to getting the vaccine from not understanding that it's free and not having health coverage. I mean, there's just going to be a myriad of problems, and there's not, anybody messaging out to those communities that, they can get it too. I think we feel too comfortable. Excellent point. Yeah, exactly, Tony. So I think we just gave everybody up for dead, just like kind of we always do as a culture, like, you know, the people that count. I mean, that's if you're watching this in the podcast, I'm doing the air quotes on that count word there. They've got it. They're protected. I mean, the privilege that I had to be able to get the shot, other than just, being who I am, be it, a middle-aged white guy, was pretty good for me. My the executive producer, she's had time in her job to be able to find how we could find a vaccine, right? So find the place on Facebook or anywhere on the internet that would give us the most up-to-date information. And she did that. And then she found a shot for me pretty quickly after they were available to me. In fact, pretty much as soon as we knew they were available to me, which was a little later than when they were actually available to me, but she was able to get me a shot. So the fact that I had, the computers, paid for the phone, had the access, had everything that it took to get to that moment. There's a lot of privilege built in there along the way. And so here I am, 1 month, vaccinated, I mean, beyond my second dose, and, hugging my kids instead of having to see them outside when they come visit, or, inviting people over that have been vaccinated. I mean, I put a little thing out there today on Instagram that I think's gotten like 1,000 freaking views, which for me, somebody that has like no Instagram followers, is massive. And I think Instagram gave me like some little update, and the message is really clear that you get vaccinated and it changes it. It almost feels like what life was like before. There's just the sense of relief is, it's there. It's serious. It's real. So I'm going to just try and do everything I possibly can to encourage people to get it, man. Get it done. Get it done. It's for your family, for everybody that loves you, just for your own peace of mind. There's no. I mean, I got no skin in the game here. I have no skin in the game other than my belief and love in you and in people, that I want people to be safe and healthy and have equity and justice in their lives. And so, it's coming from the heart, but there's risk in everything, inherent in everything. But the vaccines are safe. They're insanely safe. They're safer than driving a car. They're safer than flying on a plane. Oh, wow, I heard 5 people died from the vaccine out of hundreds of millions of doses. And the odds of it actually being the vaccine, even because, lots of people die after they get the vaccine, but it has nothing to do with getting the vaccine, right? So, yeah, it's safe. It's safe. I'm not, this is not sponsored by the World Health Organization or whoever you think is the bad guy here, but the shit is safe. All right. So, all of us who have been vaccinated, I think, have. Hello, Pamela from Sacramento. Underlying conditions, key point. A lot of barriers to getting the vaccine are gone now. Yeah, pretty much in Illinois, you can walk into any Walgreens. I'm sorry, in Chicago, you can walk into any Walgreens. I think now that you can actually walk in and get the shot. I don't even think you need an appointment anymore. So that's good. Man, there's just crazy side effects. Not anything that I've heard that, is from PubMed or something that I heard, in the literature. Yeah, Walgreens and CVS. And I was lucky. I had none. I didn't even, my arm wasn't even sore because I spun my arm around like this and massaged it and rubbed it for that 15-minute period that we're supposed to be, resting or whatever. And that just freaking dissipated all that, through further out into the muscle. And I didn't even have my arm being sore for a couple of days. So, and the executive producer, she felt kind of icky after her second dose for, I don't know, maybe 8 hours or so. And if I remember right, I don't think she took any medicine. So she probably would have cleared it right up if she'd have taken some ibuprofen or something. But 70-year-old here, waiting until it is perfected, bro. God, it was given info after it said. I mean, I don't know what perfected means, Pamela. How will you know when it's perfected? I suppose the delivery system that they use. Is this vaccine approved? It said no. Huh? I don't know. Have them take a picture of that info. I'd like to look at it. You could send it to me through Instagram. The delivery system to deliver the vaccine, the new technology, it's taken 10 years to bring it to market. It's not brand new technology. They didn't just invent it yesterday. They've been working on it for decades. They've been that's cool, Pamela. It's I think she means when it's not authorized for emergency use only. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Well, yeah, I'm sure they have all kinds of disclaimers in there. No doubt about that. Yeah, thank you. Let it be. Very good. Very good reading into what she was saying better than I could. You should be up here. I get that. I get that. But 10 years, so they've been knowing it was here. No, the delivery system for the drug delivery system has been taken 10 years. This is the reason we got a vaccine out in a year. It wasn't because they worked their butt off. It was because they've been working their butt off for about 10 years for this new technology to come out. We probably would not have seen this new technology for a few more years because they're obviously very careful with that stuff. But now with hundreds of millions of doses and nobody growing a third eye or anything yet, that delivery system, that totally new evidence-based, scientific, height of civilization kind of, delivery of something that, can still be done. I mean, it's good. It's in the system. It ain't getting out, whether you think it's good or not. So I wouldn't worry about that because the next shot you get is probably going to have that technology in it, Pam, and you won't even know it because they won't say anything to you. It is going to be the prime mover, I think, of a lot of drugs. They're going to be able to take that delivery system for those injections. So the that delivery system that they have created, they're going to be able to give you a shot and cure your cancer. They're going to be able to give you a shot and maybe, cure the gingivitis like I have, because they're going to be able to do this stuff on a molecular level. So in the long run, the technology that we're seeing is going to make our lives better. We're going to live longer. We're going to be healthier and broke, of course, because most of us are. But we'll live longer lives to keep paying taxes, for stuff that we can't afford. Um, but yeah, I think we, as reticent as I was, and I was skeptical about anything the Trump administration was going to do with drugs. I really was skeptical. I think that we learned that one of the very few places that I've seen humanity come together during this horrible period of time, and seeing humanity fail each other time after time. We certainly didn't rally together and all come together in one giant unit and save ourselves. That was the exact opposite of that. So I don't think there's a lot of things we learned about humanity other than like, yeah, pretty much most of us are dicks, because we didn't band together. Obviously, there's lots of local stuff, and we all feel like we did something, but we all didn't come together in mass in some delusional attempt, to save the world that filmmakers like to use. But I think we all thought we would, right? That's what we like to think we're about. Clearly, we're not. The but yeah, the vaccine, we learned still, as greedy as it is, it's important to put money in research, because research is what saved our ass right there. You may be more comfortable taking the Johnson and Johnson vaccine instead, since it's not the mRNA. Exactly. Um, exactly. That is a very good suggestion for Pamela, because Pamela, the Johnson and Johnson vaccine, the J&J, it's the same as your flu shot. It's the same as, your measles shot. It's all good. And it's one shot, not two. And it's pretty much just as effective. So yeah, get the J&J shot. Very good thinking there, Tacey. Very good. There's what we like, a little bit of crowdsourcing here. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the man behind the curtain. Listen to the folks in the audience. They know the wisdom of crowds. The Mechanical Turk. We're all together now. Hey nah, hey nah. Even the J&J will keep you off a ventilator. Thank you, Jack. Jack 3D. Hey, buddy. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. And for the most part, from what I understand, nobody's died of COVID since they've had either the J&J or the Moderna. So keeping you off the damn ventilator is a big deal. Keeps you from getting really sick. And man, great to see you, Jack. Great to have that input there too. So vaccine wise, I think we learned. I think we did. I think we did pretty good, actually. Oh, you're in Maryland for a week. Oh, woo, you are far from home in every regard. Sorry. From the landscape to the you're at the beach. Nice. Must have had a nice day there. Still been cold here in Chicago. Wow, I could definitely be at a beach somewhere. That would be very fun. I bet. I bet. Oh, I'm going to put the link into my. I would love for you guys to see. Bit of haps here. Feels like the old days. Just me and a microphone, and me and you and a dog named Boo. Come on now, name that band. Name that tune. Get a vaccine and don't believe all the anti-vax con. Yeah, exactly. August, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Did I make that clickable? I did not. Okay, let me send that. Let me send that to myself. Here we go. Lobo. Really? I would have no idea. No idea. I believe you. And I believe you anyway. But me and you and a dog named Boo. Some songwriting there. Okay, let's turn ourselves off there. Yeah, the amount of disinformation, it is wild. It's criminal. Because I'm a smooth operator. Smooth operator. I wonder how many lives were lost from rabid anti-vaxxers like Jenny McCarthy telling lies. Oh, yeah. Like, one life is too many. The disinformation is from Fox and right-wong media. What? Why isn't that page available? Oh, come on now. Man, oh, man. Well, I wonder if the embed code would be better. Ernst got vaccinated. Sade, yeah. Rubio got vaccinated. Of course they did. There, that link works. There you go. Educated right wing elitists got vaccinated, but they sell a false narrative to the ignorant. It does boggle the mind. The level people will go to if loving you. Oh, okay. Hello from Malmo. How is it in Sweden? It has got to be like 4 a.m, right? You went purple. New room. Oh, great. 5 a.m. There you go. Yeah, that is that is an image that I found on the internet, and then I I sixth ahead of East Coast. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm in the Midwest, so that makes sense at 5. And then I added the Giacometti and the purple. Yeah, I've just been playing with different backgrounds for the show. I mean, I want to design a studio set from scratch, but like I have time for that. So right now I've just been using found images and tweaking them a little bit here or there. Um, do I have a Bitly version of? Oh, I'm pretty good too. I've been on like a 3-week hiatus myself. Um, let's see. Um, guys, let's see here. I don't think that's what I meant to put up there. Has been a long time. Yeah, the purple's fun. I wanted a purple background. And once I green screened the walls, I'm like, hey, this is great. I can have whatever background I want. And I really do know what I want. It's in my head. I just have to, I don't particularly want to learn how to do all of that, If I'm going to do it, I'm going to want it done well. And that means I probably like want to do it in CAD first or something stupid like that. And, or whatever they have now for that. So that is definitely something that I haven't been willing to take on yet. What were you on hiatus for there, August? Purple haze or purple rain? Yeah, I don't know. Just been into purple lately. They had another statue there that I didn't like, so I thought, the Giacometti would be fun. Multi-million dollar sculpture in my living room. Though I think they're taller than that. I don't know, actually. I don't know that I've ever seen one. I definitely feel you there. I kind of needed one too, in a way. I mean, I definitely needed one, but I sympathize with you. Sympathize. Sympathize me. Sympathize. Sympathize me. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. Somebody got back to me. Is the teacher of sanity still around? Since I kind of broke away from my political conversations, I have not seen Monsieur teach a lot lately. Oh, good. Guest confirmation. That's always nice. Bring him up. Yeah, I haven't seen Teach for a while. We should see what he's doing. He's probably cured something or won the Nobel Prize or something. Hey, what's up, Steven? Rev Mac Live. How much do you have to pay for a microphone like that? Um, well, it's not just the microphone, I guess. You have to pay for the mic, and then you have to pay for this little thing called a. Can I get it up there? Called a cloud lifter, which gets it enough juice. Um, it's crazy. It's like expensive cars, you know. The more expensive they are, the more things you need for them. Uh, and this is, I mean, this mic's was made in. I mean, it's been improved many, many times, but you know, it came out in the '60s originally. Um, I think, I think they're $3.99. I think. Could be wrong, but I think it's $3.99. The cloud lifter's like another buck and a half. Yeah, it's about right. $550 to get the whole package. Plus, you probably need a boom and some cables. So, you know, if you have none of it, probably gonna have to spend $700 to get set up like this. Would be my guess. I sold a bunch of equipment for another project and took some of that money and bought this stuff a few months ago. Troffunken U47. But it's worth every penny if you know if the investment makes sense. It's an amazing microphone. I mean, there are microphones that cost thousands and thousands, and yet you'll see this mic used in a lot of places where they could certainly afford better mics or more expensive mics. I don't know. For what this mic does, there aren't probably too many that do it as well as this one at any price. Tell me about the JB show there, JB. You got a lot of shows under your belt. Man, I'm still scrolling. Holy crap. How long you been on Haps? Before it was even Haps? 4 months ago? Yeah, probably about the time everybody else got here, huh? It's a microphone. Oh, Telefunken U47. You were on Periscope before? Yeah, I see that. Well, hello, Mike from China. Nice to see you. You missed Periscope? Came when it closed? Yeah. You missed Periscope August? Honestly, I don't. The drama in that place, you know, that drifted over to Haps. Ooh. I mean, that's pretty much why I took off for a few weeks because the core central of this place, of the people, not the Haps people, but the, ooh, yeah, well, it's a crazy place. And a lot of that's Periscope people. Why I say that. All right, so we learned from the pandemic that we didn't learn much about masks, and then I also think that we did learn quite a bit about vaccines. I think that was good. The other things that we learned, I mean, I think we could talk about that again sometime. I think we got about 20 minutes left, and you never know. There could be people that are watching this right now, and they're like, "Wait, what? He's done? He's not going to talk any more? Like, what? Huh? What?" But because I've got it up there, and because I think it's an interesting topic, though it may not be interesting to anybody watching now, but you never know. Is this idea here? So I've been interviewing a lot of musicians. Periscope was fun. You could search the globe and drop in and find interesting folks. That you could, and they definitely need better search stuff like that here on Haps, which is coming. I'm quite positive. The Because of people like you saying that they want something different. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Guitar Summer here, because I've been doing so much music, and I texted my my buddy and said, "Listen, you need interview Matt Bolton. The guy is going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." Hey, I've tried. Matt is not a big fan of Haps unless he's on it now, unless somebody helped him with his audio. If he is, that's awesome, because I would love to interview him. So there are a couple of songs that I heard today. Actually, I think I heard 3 songs today that were pop songs by pop stars, but they're guitar driven songs, like, rock songs, like where the guitar is, a featured prominently in the song. So I was like, wow, guitar driven pop. Like, is the guitar getting a resurgence in music? Because Georgia Feroz, I texted her and I'm like, hey, you need to get that song of yours. We need to get that thing out there far and wide, because I think this is going to be the summer of guitar. And she's got guitar driven music too. She's really good. She's got a great summer song called GMOD, and I think it would just be fantastic if because I was having this conversation a few months ago about like the end of the guitar, and certainly don't have a problem with the end of rock and roll as we knew it. I am still streaming on multiple platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, but I don't pay attention to any of them really, and I need to, but I haven't yet. And so this guitar driven stuff is very interesting to me because I like the guitar. I've been working with a lot of singer songwriters who've been playing the acoustic guitar, and I'm like, I really dig the guitar, and I kind of miss some of that guitar metal driven, rock driven music from back in the day. And then today I hear this song by it's Olivia. Billie Eilish had one that I heard the other day, and I didn't quite notice it because it's much more subtle, but it's still, the guitar is the second fiddle, more or less, to her. And in the song with Olivia Ruggiero, I'd have to look it up. It's almost more prominent than the musician. So that song is quite good. Ron Peterson would be a good interview. He's on Twitch. Hang on, let me screenshot that. August. Pop that into my people to interview. It's in my potential guest file. Thank you, sir. Let's see if I can find this song. You have a good flow in your streams? Thank you. All right, I'll click another one, buddy. Oh yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be great. I think this is the one. Yeah, it starts out with a guitar lick. Sorry, I'm listening to the tune. It is Good for You by Olivia Rodrigo. Rodrigo. I apologize, Ms. Rodrigo, for not pronouncing your name correctly. Olivia Rodrigo. Rodrigo. Good for you. Definitely, you want to get this tune. All right, well, I better pause that or I'm just going to be grooving the whole time. The most interesting questions you ask an artist, according to me. I don't know about a specific question, but I think yeah, well, it's probably true. Um, my face. The it's because I hate this face. The what is the most interesting question you ask an artist according to you? I don't know that I can think of a specific question. I don't know that but one of the questions that I kind of persistently ask, I think, um, is some kind of question that kind of helps kind of sum up what we've talked about and as it relates to, you know, it relates to how they're feeling or, to a feeling or to I think it's interesting when you have a guest make a judgment on themselves or their work when you turn it in. Um, what are groupies like? We could talk in, when we're sharing that phone number, but I'm assuming you're talking about talking to the artist. Um, the, the, sorry, I do feel, I do like, what's he thinking? But yeah, you got me thinking about my old days as a sound operations manager for a sound company, and the roadies and the groupies and everybody. It was a crazy time. So anyway, back to the question: turn it in on themselves. I think do it in a nice way. Don't do it in a mean way. I think for me is something that works pretty well. getting someone to, to pass a judgment about themselves as to if they're better at X or Y, if they do both X and Y really well, or, if you think, you're curious as to what that answer might be. But people like to talk about themselves. It's natural. It's just what we do for the most part. So anytime you can get them to go deeper than what your initial question I think is really good. And I think you can work your way. I certainly enjoy doing it, work your way up to a specific question, with a series of other questions, and then try and stay focused and stuff like that. So I really enjoy the art of the process. The the interview itself is all of this is fun, no doubt. All of this is fun. But the reason that I do the big interview, and that's, mostly my focus, is that it's a blast. It doesn't matter if you're interviewing, your next door neighbor or, the Pope. The goal is to find something interesting that they will want to talk about and that the community that you're delivering the message to will want to hear. Also interesting to get people to open up themselves, not always easy. No, and that's because you have to build a relationship with your guest. Sometimes you don't have much time, but whoever is making the point of contact, I mean, this is where it gets tricky too, but who's ever making the point of contact with the guest, in most cases, that would be me. We need to connect quickly, and there needs to be developed trust. Exactly. They got to be able to trust you. And if they can trust you and trust that what you're doing is in their best interest, which that is always my goal, then, then you'll get a great interview. You'll get a great interview. So you definitely have to set it up. You have to, it's like anything else. Somebody just can't, plop somebody in front of me and I'll probably do a decent interview. But I mean, if you really want a really good interview, you got to do your legwork first. So that's that about that question. As far as that goes for me, that's a good question. I really like that question. I appreciate that. I like to be able to be challenged and think about what I do and to learn more about people's interviewing techniques and to watch more people that do interviews. Yeah, Chris and I have spoke before. I like Chris a lot. And he's a good one to remember too, that we need to speak to in more depth. Yeah. Yep. I know Chris a little bit. So yeah, that's been interview talk, coffee talk. But that was a good question, man. You got me really thinking. How much interviewing do you do? Interviewing strategies are interesting. Oh yeah, well, body language, tone. The first millisecond of a conversation, when they first jump on Zoom, if you're like, and your cat just bit you or something, it's just not going to set the right tone for the interview. When they come in, you got to be like, oh, boom, wow, hey, ooh, look at you, Mr. Cool Person, Mr. Cool People, Mr. or Mrs. Cool People, they, them, hey, how's it going? I had a pre-interview with an actress that, I was very nervous. Very nervous. I don't get nervous for interviews hardly ever. But if I really think you're amazing and you're really good, and I was already a bit of a fanboy before, I'm going to fanboy a little because, just some people you got a fanboy over. And I try to get that out of my system quickly, but look at him. He's all relaxed now. Been sitting there tense the whole time. So when I'm gearing up for this Zoom meeting, doing the pre-interview before the interview, and I'm like, oh my God, I've watched her interviews, I've read what she's done, I've seen her YouTube, I know her plays and everything. So I've totally psyched myself out, at how horrible this is going to be. And she comes on, and there's just like just a moment of disconnection, just something enough that prompts me to say something, just kind of slightly cute, and she runs with it and sings a song. Like, I mean, within the first 30 seconds to a minute of our connection to each other in the world was based on a funny little thing that jumps into her singing a song. Like, it was classic. It was awesome. It was amazing. And it just set the tone for an amazing pre-interview and a nice connection that turned into a nice interview. One of the things I learned from that is if that pre-interview is going really well, get out of it as quickly as you can without seeming to be rude, because you don't want to take all the juice away from the regular interview. So, if you know somebody pretty well and you can get away not doing a pre-interview, you might consider it, though. At least always look people up and make sure that they can be interviewed, because you could see people in other situations or whatever. Because I had a really amazing interview lined up. Do you recommend a submissive position as an interviewer and maybe slowly push the questions a bit? You know what? I don't. I just have a conversation. We just hang out. Larry King and Johnny Carson were masters of the interview. Yeah, they were very good. Very, 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 very good. Tom Snyder was good. Even Letterman was good. Not like those guys, but yeah, I don't really look at any kind of strategies or a position or a place to start from. Just have fun. I mean, these are just conversations. To call them interviews is just, I think, so it's, you could relate it to something, but I mean, they're really just conversations. They're living room talk. We're just hanging out, smoking some weed, drinking some wine, grilling on the barbecue and just chatting. Yeah, equal level for sure. And I mean, you got to know when to give deference to people sometimes. Your job is as a host. To me, my job is to make sure everybody's happy. So, the artist that you're interviewing, the person that you're interviewing, has to be interesting to start. I like Howard Stern too. He catches folks off guard. Well, yeah, his style is definitely way different than mine. You're interviewing me now. You are. You're doing a good job. um, yeah, but I mean, people like Howard Stern and these people that are at the top of their game, I mean, they know how to do something and they do it really well. And I'm not a big Howard Stern fan, but you can't. So much for the cough button. Hang on. There you go. Good idea. JB, come up and talk to us for a minute. Sorry about that. Howard Stern SL. Is that the Howard Stern edition of the Jeep Tahoe or the Chevy Tahoe? The SL edition. JB, you're welcome to jump up here if you want. Yeah, that was fun. I love talking about you. You guys can ask me questions about interviewing people all day long. Because if I don't know the answer, we'll look it up. We'll figure it out. It's like I said, that's the most fun out of all of this. The producing's fun, the relationship building's fun, going after sponsors is fun. There's none of this that isn't fun. But the interviews themselves, yeah, it's what it's all about. It's why I do it. I suppose it's why those guys do it too. Sleep at least a few hours, but I would join another time. Groovy. That sounds good. Stern, a lot different now than before. Been going to therapy. Oh, we all get redemption eventually, huh? There you go. Ratings are down. Jump into some therapy. No, I'm sure he's very sincere, and I'm very much in support of his journey. As someone with mental health issues, I'd love to do it another time. Yeah, great. Yeah, that would be fantastic, JB. Good for him. It's a big step to get therapy. I've had therapy for the last 10 years, on and off. Usually off because I didn't at that point have health insurance or whatever. But for the most part, I mean, everybody needs a therapist. No doubt about that. All right, listen, I'm gonna be back in just a minute. I want to pay a quick set of bills here, and I will be back in just a couple of minutes. But listen, Scooch Case, these guys right here, Scooch Case, these guys are sponsoring us. So if you need a phone case, you definitely want to talk to the folks at Scooch. And if you buy one from Scooch, let them know that you bought it because you saw it on the program, because that'll help us get more sponsors. And I would really appreciate your support and support Scooch Cases. They've got some unique features. Check out their website. It's scoochcase.com. So there we go. We paid a bill or two. Remember, you can sponsor me in the profile thing, and you can always drop an award or two. But the main thing is you can let people know about the program through your Instagram, through your Twitter. There's nothing more generous you can do for me than to share the program with other people. That would be an amazing gift to me that I would appreciate very much. So, yeah, that was fun, folks, to just do something together. Alone again, naturally. What did we start it out with? A Lobo song? What was that? Me and you and a dog named Boo. Yeah, that's the 70s. So we'll catch you tomorrow night. We will be with Kristen Ford, I think on her channel, but you'll get an alert that I'm on. Kristen Ford's a musician. She's asked me to join her, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to that. And then Wednesday night, we have rescheduled. We have her now, and that is Olivia Ty on Wednesday. Really? Did I just say Olivia Ty on Wednesday? I think I did. But am I correct in that? Excuse me. Could be Olivia Ty next Wednesday. You'd think I'd know these things. But I can look it up real quick. Look it up and figure it out. Olivia Ty is consider yourself. All right. Okay. Oh, maybe we did it through the regular telephone. Anyway, I think it's Olivia Ty on Wednesday. So thank you all for joining me. Much appreciated. Very excited. May 12th won't work. Hold on. I think the 19th. She's on the 19th. The 19th, that's Wednesday. Yay! Wow, that took me a while. Okay, everybody, listen. Woo! That was fun. I had a good time just chilling with all of you. If you're watching this on replay or you're watching me live, follow me on Instagram at RevMacLive. You find me there. You can find me anywhere. Find me there. Hit me up with a DM. 310-588-2300. All right. 310-421-0656. 312-421-0656. If you want to text me, please do. I will be happy to get a text from you. It'll be a lot of fun. 312-421-310. I'm sorry. Ooh. 310. My bad. 310 421 0656. 310 421 0656. There it is. Posted up for you. Hit me up with a text. Okay, everybody. Take care. Thanks. Love seeing you. Looking forward to hanging out with Kristen Ford tomorrow and Olivia Ty on Wednesday. If you need anything, DM me. Peace be with you.